Okay, students, we're back on page 29. 29. This is Halloween night, same night as the first video. Okay, we just continuing part 2. We have two functions here. One function is r, another function is p. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to play around with inequalities of the two functions. So at the point, if you can see x equals 1/2, which is about right there. This is the x axis, this is the y axis. So it looks to me that p, this function, p of x is greater than r of x when x is greater than 1/2. So if this is 1/2, how about we just mark that as 1/2? So when it's greater than 1/2 from this point on, p seems to be greater than the values of r, right? So what we can do is just use the symbolic function and see what we get. Let's just substitute the p of x, which is 2x minus 2, should be greater than r of x, r of x right here. Substitute 1 minus 4x for r of x. Now we can solve this inequality and see what comes out. Solving means finding out what the value of the variable is. Always try to solve the value of the variable. Okay, let's do that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is add 4x to both sides. And when I do that, I'll have 6x over here. When I add 4x over here, that goes to 0. Now we have 6x minus 2 is greater than 1. We need to get x all by itself. Solving for x is exactly what that means. So I will add a 2 to both sides. Here we go. 1 plus 2 will make that 3. Now on this side, I can divide by 6 to both sides. That'll get rid of this 6. And this would be x is greater than 1/2. So it proves what we actually thought would happen. P of x is greater than r of x when x is greater than 1/2. We combined the two functions, we substituted, and we came to the same conclusion when x is greater than 1/2. When x is greater than 1/2, not equals 1/2, greater than 1/2, p, the function p, the x value is going to be greater than 1/2. P is going to be greater than r, okay? And that's what we just wanted to work out and just see any similarities or patterns in your understanding for functions symbolically or graphically. And then we substitute into an inequality and it all kind of works out. When x is greater than 1/2 from this point on this way, p of x is greater than r of x. which is exactly what we just proved. Okay, so that wraps it up. It's a short video. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow and next week.